Jeff Koinange live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski. I tell you, I may have been busy reading the tweets because the tweets coming in so thick, so fast. Why? Because the man who peeled back the mask, the man who brought us kidneys for the king, the man who simply said, "Come, baby, come," has come back and he's spitting fire. Miguna Miguna is on the bench. He wants to be governor of county number 47, Nairobi County. He wants to unseat the incumbent, Dr. Evans Kidero, and he thinks the others are all jokers. He says he has the plan and the formula. Keep tweeting at Miguna Miguna, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag This Man Miguna. And BBC reporter Ferdinand Omondi has probably summed up what a lot of people are thinking so far. He says, "Oh my, the gloves are off. This Miguna is on fire." And then Ike Kenneth, not a particular fan of Miguna, he turns around and says, Miguna Miguna is just broke. Somebody say, "Oh my, Miguna."
They keep on saying such nonsense, eh? But you see, Kenya is a funny country, eh? Where you have a professor who can come on the bench and does not talk about leadership, does not, because you see, when you're a public intellectual, which is what we are when we're discussing these issues, one of the issues and one of the agendas you must have is to educate, to bring consciousness to the populace, to give direction at times when we have crisis and fundamental issues to be addressed. One of the main things that is affecting this country is corruption.
Yep.
And the corruption in Nairobi is worse than it has ever been in this city, and probably is leading in the entire country.
And you have proof of this, Miguna.
We do, and the Auditor General has done a beautiful job. Since Kidero took power, he has meticulously looked at Kidero's activities, money coming in and money going out. And Kidero, I heard telling you here that he's a missionary.
Yeah, not a mercenary.
But you see, leaders are not supposed to be missionaries. Leaders are supposed to be visionaries. So number one, he has already confessed that he's not a visionary, he's a missionary. Missionaries, the history of missionaries in Kenya is that of theft of our land, because they came before the British colonialists came. They paved way, they made people pray, then as you are praying, he's stealing your land. You wake up and the land is gone. And before we knew it, we lost our country. That's a missionary, a clever thief. So the man has confessed that he's a clever thief that is looting as the rest of the population are sleeping. We don't want a missionary.
Tell me something.
We want a visionary who has a vision for the betterment of the county.
Do you think Justice Tunoi was bribed?
He was bribed, and I told you when I was here the last time that $2 million fit in a small briefcase or a big briefcase, and it is clear that it did. Now, Kidero asked you, well, if I gave Tunoi money, it must have come from somewhere, he says. Well, so let's assume it came from somewhere. It could have been an account. But then he rushed to court when EACC wants to see his accounts and got an order blocking them. If he's innocent and money did not come from his accounts, or no corrupt proceeds are in those accounts, why is he blocking the EACC from seeing the accounts? It's quite clear. You just do deductive logic. When it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. If the EACC came to me and told me, Miguna, we would like to see your accounts, I say, be my guest. Because I know they will find nothing.
Nothing at all.
15 accounts. And you are saying nobody can see any of them, but you are telling us the money did not come from your account, but you're not letting us see the account. One. Two, Kidero is ahead of a cartel. And we know that Kiamba, his CFO, could bank 2.5 billion in 2 years. A man who earns 160,000 a month. We know that Kidero owns half of Kisumu, half of Kitusuru here, and his chief of staff, Wainaina, was caught with a lot of money and has built a lot of properties all over, and is in court now charged with corruption. He has not fired Kiamba, he has not fired Wainaina, so we can add one and one together. Kidero has been cited by PricewaterhouseCoopers, has been cited by the PAC in Parliament, has been cited by the Auditor General. His history is well known. So he's a crook.
But Miguna,
Yes.
the problem with voters, especially in a county like Nairobi,
Yes.
someone like Kidero will come coasting back.
That's not true. Kidero, number one, we don't know that he won. And in fact, when you asked him that question also, he said, look, I won. I won at the court. No, that's not true. Yes, Kidero won at the High Court. It was appealed. The Court of Appeal found against him. He appealed to the Supreme Court. Now, how did he win? On a technicality. Kidero did not win because the evidence suggested that he had won the elections. Kidero won because Waititu went to court late. So he turns around and says, oh, I won just like Uhuru won in the Raila petition. So in a way, Kidero is telling you that even though he's in ODM, he's celebrating Uhuru's win. The man has no loyalty. The only loyalty Kidero has is to money. He's neither in ODM nor Jubilee.
Yeah.
He's in money.
Tell me
Theft.
one thing, Miguna. If you were elected governor,
Yes.
and that's a question I had posed earlier on, what's the first thing you would do to change the city?
The first thing I would do is to do a thorough forensic audit of the city's finances. Because you see, when you're entering a house, you want to make sure that there are no cockroaches and snakes and rats that are going to interfere not just with your health, but the well-being of the people who live in that house.
And what would you do with those cockroaches and rats?
The cockroaches and rats, some of them will be killed, some of them will go to jail, and I'm not saying I will kill them,
Right.
but I'm talking figuratively.
Correct.
And then whatever they have hidden, because you know a rat takes things and hides in all manner of places, will be returned, which means our money, and will be used for infrastructure, for housing, for creating jobs for the residents of Nairobi.
But you know the cartels that run this city, Miguna. You know they wouldn't let you.
You see, that fatalism, that expression of it cannot be done, is what has never worked. During independence, the liberation fighters, the nationalists, were told, no, the British are too powerful, they have guns, we cannot chase them away.
Yeah.
Well, we did. Slavery, oh, they are so powerful, they have everything, we did. Slavery ended. Every time people tell you it cannot be done, it will be done. Obama, when he started, people told him, and even here in this country, remember Dr. what is his name? Mutua.
Yeah.
Told him, oh, a junior
That's
senator
right,
from Illinois.
Yeah.
And they thought it was a joke, this guy is going nowhere. And Obama said, I have audacity, I will do it. He did it. People were laughing, he didn't have money. Obama, when he started, didn't even have as much as I do. I can tell you that. I have more now than Obama did when he started in 2007.
Running for president.
Obama had not worked. He was just a community organizer.
Yeah.
He had no money. Only his wife worked. He had no savings. He had no house he called his own. He had written a book that did not sell. He did it because he was determined, because he was focused, because he had a vision, because he believed in himself. And those are the qualities I have.
And you think the people in Nairobi County would turn around and vote for someone like you?
These are beautiful people. First of all, you know, I went to Nairobi University. And when I ran for office in Nairobi University, they also told me that you cannot do it. You're a son of a peasant, you have nothing. I did it. I've always gone against the odds and I've won. When we were expelled from the university, they also told us our life was finished. We could not do anything. I went to Canada. Within 2 years, I'd graduated. I went to law school. And you know, I had no money, but I managed. You know why? I knew where I was going. I knew what I was there for. And I knew failure was not an option. It's not in my DNA. It's not in my vocabulary. and it will not work. Nairobi people are all educated.
Yeah.
You know these people you call mamambogas?
Yes.
Most of them are graduates of high school.
Right.
Just because they didn't have money to go to college, or they don't have good jobs, and they don't walk on stiletto shoes, doesn't mean these people are stupid. The fact that they are working 24/7 and have no time to think about how the mess is happening and Kanjo Kingdom is brutalizing them, doesn't mean if I come in and they see that this man will stop this condition in which we are, and they can see that, that they will not vote for me.
And you can stop the rot?
Right away. My friend, believe it.
I was trying to look for someone who said earlier on Twitter, they were saying there's no way Miguna can run for county of Nairobi without Baba saying Miguna Tosha.
Why?
Miguna Tosha.
Why?
Because you should run back to him, prostrate on the ground and say, I'm sorry, Baba.
No, but I'm sorry for what? You see, he should be sorry because he disagreed with me on a point where I was right and he was wrong. And it has been proven I'm vindicated. He's been tear gassed because he did not follow my advice. I was hired to advise him, but he was not governable. He did not listen to the advice, which had nothing to do with me. I was not the one who wanted to be president. I wanted him to be president.
Yeah.
And he refused to be president. So he should apologize to me, not the other way around. But I mean, you are diverting the issue. I am not here because of him. He's running for president, and I've decided that I'm not supporting either. I'm running for this office, and let Uhuru Kenyatta run for president, let Raila run for president, let other people run for whatever they are running for, and I will run for what I'm running for.
Which party are you running under?
I'm an independent candidate.
You're running as an independent?
As an independent. And that is the only reason why I know I'm winning, because I have a lot of goodwill from Jubilee, I have a lot of goodwill from CORD, and as long as I am not antagonizing either, they will vote for me.
Well, you know,
they have no reason not to vote for me.
Really? You think people are going to vote for you instead of Sakaja, who's declared?
Who is Sakaja? What has he done for this country? My friend, I have given blood for this country, and everybody knows, since I was a boy. This man climbed on Uhuru's back to parliament, and he has never done anything. So now Uhuru has put him in parliament, he thinks he can be governor. So you just wake up one day, climbing somebody's back, you end up in parliament, and tomorrow you say, oh, now that I've earned a lot of millions doing nothing, now I can be governor. It doesn't work that way. Nothing is given on a silver platter. Remember, Uhuru almost did the same thing in 2002. He climbed Moi's back. He found climbing backs does not get you anywhere. So he went back to the drawing boards and he worked his ass off, and he's now president, having worked his ass off. Sakaja has to learn to work his ass off.
Yeah. Waweru in Kawangware, you know, Dagoretti.
That's even worse than Sakaja. That one has even done squat. Sakaja at least tried to work with Uhuru, even though he climbed the back. But this one, this is a fly. He's not even climbing somebody's back, he's flying.
Bishop Margaret.
Bishop Margaret she should restrict herself to the church. She's not qualified. Yeah, she's not. The city is a complicated, complex institution. It's a very big, sophisticated county that is the capital city of a country that leads Eastern Central Africa. You don't come from running Sunday school and you think you can run that with no training on anything because you bought a degree yesterday? Honestly? No, this country has to have its priorities right. The same reason why Sonko should go slow. It is a mistake he was even elected senator.
He's very popular.
No, he's not popular. Sonko give handouts to people. You see, being a governor is to make people independent financially, is to create stability and infrastructure so that this city can prosper. It is not to wait until there is tragedy to come and rescue people. I want to empower people so that they can rescue themselves. These are poachers, political human poachers, opportunists that wait for a carcass, like a hound, so that they can eat the hound. So they go and steal billions, then they drop 200 shillings in somebody's pocket, and they are clapped at or for because they had impoverished the people, and now the people can only wait for that 200 shillings. I don't want anybody to clap for me. By the way, I have no problem hiring any of these people in my office after the campaigns are finished, because they're not my enemies. I don't consider them my enemies.
You want them to work for you?
They can work for me. Not for me, for the city.
Miguna, Lister Nyaringo, all the way from New Jersey.
Yes.
From New Jersey. He says he has a lot of respect and admiration for you, but he says, you know what, you'd be better off as a senator or an MP. Why don't you consider that? In other words, go mos, slowly. Don't jump for the big seat right yet.
They didn't tell that to Tom Mboya in 1963. They didn't tell that to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. They didn't tell that to Raila when he said, I'm running for president. They didn't tell that to Uhuru Kenyatta when he ran for president.
But they ran for MP first. They worked their way.
No, but I'm saying it was a parliamentary system at the time, even though it was a mongrel. You had to win the position of MP to be into cabinet, to build yourself. This is a presidential system, and we have counties. So who will run county? Are you trying to suggest, or is he suggesting, that so now they have said the MPs, because they call the MPs MPs, are all corrupt? You are saying we better have the corrupt instead of a clean man because he's not an MP. Are they saying right now I'm not qualified as an MP because I'm not elected as MP? Like, the kind of inferiority complex you hear in that statement is mind-boggling. Essentially what they are saying is that the people who are in parliament are the best that we have. Is that true?
No. No, it's not.
Are they even better than Makau Mutua, who was sitting here yesterday?
Uh-oh.
So then why would people say that? So if Makau Mutua wanted to run, would they tell him the same thing? Now, if they don't, why are they telling me? Right?
Yeah.
So it makes absolutely no sense. They should be able to tell us what is the criteria. In fact, that is the discussion I want to have. What is the criteria of being governor? Number one, I will tell you the criteria that people must have their priorities right. Number one, you need a man or a woman of integrity. That is number one.
Yeah.
Not any of this silliness. Integrity. You need a person with stamina and character that cannot be corrupted, so that your resources are safe. That's number one. Number two, you need somebody who is organized and disciplined. Number three, you need a clear ideological vision. Number four, you need somebody who works hard and is a practical man who can do things.
And what makes you think you're all for, Miguna?
Because tell me where I fall short. Tell me why I'm not any of those things. I don't think they can tell me I am not. Yeah.
You also need a truckload of money.
No, not necessarily.
A truckload.
Let me tell you why that is not true. Raila Odinga does not give anybody money. That's a fact.
Come on.
He does not. That's a fact. But he gets a lot of votes. Why? Because when he campaigns, he addresses the issues that people want to hear. In 2002, Kibaki had less money than Moi. Kibaki still won. Uhuru's family had more money than Kibaki's family. Kibaki still won. In 2007, as I told you, we won, but ODM did not have as much money as PNU. So it is not the amount of money. It never was, it never will be in politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break.
Look at all over the world.
Let's take a break.
Yes.
Come back. You going to address the ICC or not?
I am going to.
You
That
sure?
is now my point.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to come back. Keep tweeting at Miguna Miguna, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag, this man Miguna. And this man is sparing no man or woman for that matter on the bench tonight. Somebody say, oh my. Jeff Koinange live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.